Going? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. If you're watching this video, you probably want to convert your F150 that came originally equipped with the halogen slides to OEM LEDs. Today we're going to be discussing converting it with using a Forscan software. There's other options like using Morimoto harnesses or retrofit harnesses. The downside of those harnesses, they're expensive. You are adding another piece of hardware that can fail, and some people had a problem with them. Well, besides the problems that's in the description of them, it says you're going to use your you're going to lose your daytime running lights. Not going to be working properly. Also, you're going to use your auto function on the lights. So if you don't want to lose those functions, the Forscan way is a way to go. It's cheaper, and the way it's done, essentially you're mimicking the wiring how it came on the trucks that were originally equipped with the LED OEM headlights. To do that project, you'll need the headlights, LED headlights with the ballasts. You will need you'll need the laptop. You'll need to download the Forscan software. You will need what I used is ELM config by OHP, Amazon, $29. Also, you will need this plugs, because once you do the conversion and install the new harness, your marker pigtails that will go into the marker lights on the halogens will not be utilized, but they will retain power whenever your marker lights are on. So what you need is Mauser Electronics. The part number you're going to be looking for is 34675. Then there's got one that's 001, 002, 003, and 004. The one that I used is 003, but either one of those will work. The difference is color, and it's got little extra thingies. Like I said, I use 003. Also, you will need to know. Let's see. You will need to know these values. Forscan values for the BCM. If you got the BCM wires and without the BCM wires, you will have to add that once you program in BCM with the Forscan. Also, what you need to go is become a member of F150 forum and find a thread, halogen to OEM LED headlight Forscan way. In that forum, in that thread, you'll find it, read it, all the pages, read it a couple times. You'll find all the necessary information to build your own harness. If you don't feel comfortable build your own harness, there's a nice gentleman, his name is Ryan. Contact him, he will build one for you. It's not free, but it's still going to be cheaper than buying the Morimoto or retrofit. Anyway, there's two style harnesses. One that's you're going to be running wires to the BCM, that way you retain your daytime driving lamps, and the one that's you don't have to run wires to the BCM. That way you lose your daytime running lights function. I wanted everything just the way it's from the factory. Even though I'm not using daytime driving lamps, I want it to be working function if I ever choose to turn them on. So another thing has nothing to do with the headlights. We just want to tell you about my friend. His name is Brian. He's got a business, Blueberry Solutions. They are Cypress, Texas. I buy my oils from him. I use liquid moly. You guys can use whatever, you know, but great customer service. I came across him last fall. He's the only one, as far as I know, in the United States right now that carries the liquid moly 5W30 that I can use in my EcoBoost. Just great guy. I mean, emails answered almost instantly. The way he packages the stuff when he ships to you is just and just overall experience is very personal. So if you guys miss that kind of old-fashioned customer service, go ahead, hit his website, see what he's got. Like I said, he says they sell Mobile One, Mag One, Castrol, Liquid Moly. Just check them out, you know. Anyway, back to the headlights. Before you disconnect the battery so you can install your headlights, you want to move this seat all the way back. Once you move it all the way back, disconnect the battery power and you can proceed with the installation. I'll let you know why this is, I took it apart so I can show you what needs to be done here. So anyway, you pulled your factory halogens out, you installed the LEDs. If you're using the harness that doesn't need require the wires running to BCM, you're pretty much set. At that point, you plug in your adapter into the OBD port, fire up the Forscan, change the values, the one that I showed you. You got your functional headlights. If you decided like me, run the wires to the BCM, you install your headlights, you plug in the harness. Now you're going to be running wires to the BCM. The easiest way to do it is you're going to drop the wheel well. You got a couple screws here, you got a push pin here, couple screws right here, push pin over there. You don't have to disconnect the one here. I did not because I didn't want to remove the mud flap. At that point, the wheel well is going to drop over the wheel and expose the area that you need. If you ended up getting harness from Ryan, put the painter's, I use the frog tape, the green one, painter's masking tape over the 4 wires that's got to be going to the BCM. That's going to make it a little bit stiff. Make sure you protect the exposed terminals on it. Wrap them around. And what you're going to do is that 4 wires, you're going to be guys running them through the firewall. The easiest way to get it through the firewall is alright, let's see here. See that big plug? That's there's a harness coming in. What you're looking for is I'm trying to get the camera in there, but you can see that's right about to the right. There's a little grommet. It's oval grommet. It's unused. Pop it out. Cut a small incision on it. I cut a probably 8x8 cross right in the center. Feed those wires through it, and I'm trying to see if I just see if you can see right there the wiring harness going in. So you put the grommet over, and before you're feeding, I'll show you what you need to, where it's gonna come out here. That's why you're gonna see this cover. This covers this part right here. This one, I dropped it down during my install. I had the wires unplugged, that way it's out of the way. You know, right now I still got the power to the truck, so that's why I'm not have it disconnected. What you need to find is see that little module right here? It's see how it's attached to the, at the bottom there's a stud and there's a stud at the top. This is your orientations. Those studs on the other side of firewall looks like a rivets. You're gonna see that, so you want to find the top one, and you want to feed those 4 wires that's you already wrapped in a masking tape towards that stud. There's a there's an opening in the carpet, and that's where those wires gonna come out. So at this point, you're gonna the plug that you need to pin those 4 wires is this gray one, not with the blue one, the gray one. For the ease of installation, pinning those wires. The plug that's right here, this plug, I just unplugged it. That makes it easier for you to access this plug, which is, I believe, F150. So you unplug that plug out and pretty much start, tearing that, taking that plug apart. It's a pain in the ass, but it's worth it. So once you unplug that plug and you disassemble it, you're gonna find the right pins where you're gonna pin your 4 wires. Like if the information is on the thread, or Ryan will provide you that information if you end up buying harness from him. You pin those wires in, put everything back together, and you fire up your Forscan software, program it, and you got working everything. It's very difficult to pin that harness. Some people actually remove the seat because you can only use one hand. I mean, essentially you're doing kind of thing like that. Once the top part, protective part of the plug you remove it, there's 2 like pins on the back of it. So essentially you pull it one with one finger, other slide it out, you got exposed 2 plug system. And once you get you find which correct pin you need to pin, essentially you put the wire with that pin into your hand, and you're doing something like that, feeding it, and make sure the orientation of that pin is correct, and don't twist the pin by itself. Go about an inch higher and twist the wire, because you can break that pin. So anyway, this is how it's done. Like I said, essentially you're mimicking just the way the factory harness was done, because from the factory, those are the wires that's running into your halogen, and that's how I did it. No more issues with the headlights, because at first I did have the Morimoto and they didn't work properly. My amber light sometimes wouldn't work. Obviously I lost the DRL function, and my turn signal wouldn't flash most of the time. So it's not hard, but it is tricky. If somebody needs help, and I'm in a Toledo area, Northwest Ohio, if somebody needs help, to do that, contact me. If I got time, I can guide you how to get it done. So anyway, this is my working LED headlights, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And like I said, don't afraid doing it. You're really going to enjoy the way the factory LED lights perform. The light output is it's phenomenal. Have a great day.